Welcome to today's WebHostingSaver podcast. Our mission is to help customers easily find the best web hosting services that fit their needs and budget by instantly comparing thousands of offers worldwide. This episode is part of the web hosting series From A to Z, where we help answering some of the most asked questions about web hosting providers selection. Every day people ask the question, how to choose my hosting provider, in different platforms like Quora, Facebook, Reddit and many others. Some others ask questions like, who is the best web hosting provider? This is also a very hard question to answer because what represents the best choice for someone may not be the case for others. Let's explain this. As you may know, web hosting services are important for almost every business, startup and blogger. The market is saturated with a huge number of offers and providers. For sure, this pushes providers' competitiveness, innovation and creativity to the limits. At the same time, this makes prospects and customers' lives harder when choosing the right provider, who has offers that fit their needs in the location of their choice and within their budget. This is why existing generic search engines are no longer able to help. From the provider's perspective, many of them are facing big challenges and working very hard to survive in this aggressively competitive market. In this episode, we will go through a list of elements to be taken into consideration when choosing a web hosting provider. These thoughts are based on the web hosting pyramid of needs. As the selection criteria depends on your specific needs, requirements, location, budget, and the overall context, you can pick the ones which are important for your situation. The web hosting pyramid of needs is divided into 5 tiers. It starts with the availability as the first tier, security and trust, support, features, and pricing as the last tier. Let's start with the availability, which represents one of the most critical aspects. People and businesses need a reliable hosting infrastructure in order to focus on their core business. You have to take into consideration the network infrastructure and server availability. These are represented by the uptime, reliability and performance. They can be determined through testing, customer reviews and asking some questions to the provider before purchasing any of their services. The second tier covers security and trust. Selecting a professional provider who cares about security is very important. People and businesses want to deal with trustworthy partners to ensure the security of their valuable data, personal and non-personal information, and payment information. Some of the elements to be taken into consideration are: is the provider's contact information available on their website? Check, for example, if they have a valid phone number and an office address in the website. Ask the provider questions about their infrastructure and service security. Learn about the provider's online reputation. The number of years in business is an important element to be taken into consideration as part of the risk evaluation. Do some research about any previous hacking and data breaches. Check the provider's website to learn more about their accreditations and certifications. Does the provider communicate in a transparent way any of the outages, incidents and maintenance events via a status web page? Check if the provider has professionally written legal documents, including the acceptable use policy, known as the AUP, the terms of service and privacy policy. Check the provider's website and business networks like LinkedIn to learn more about their team and leadership. Does the provider own any data center? Ask them or check their website. Check the provider's website's overall quality. This is usually a good sign. If they are not able to take care of their website, how do you want them to take care of your stuff and security? Is the provider present on social media platforms? This gives you great signals about the provider. Let's now talk about support. Every client has specific customer and technical support needs. Businesses and customers who have their own IT teams may not need managed services like non-technical customers, but ensuring a 24/7 infrastructure, monitoring and support is important if something goes wrong. Trustworthy web hosting providers have to ensure that they are providing a quality support and customer services. This includes self-support via a knowledge base and other tools, human support via phone, ticket or chat. These are some of the elements that have to be taken into consideration. Do they offer a 24/7 support via ticket, phone or chat? Do they offer a multilingual support in a language that you can understand? This is important if you want to avoid frustration and miscommunication troubles. Do they have an easy to use and secure customer portal from which you can perform some basic tasks? Professional providers have excellent knowledge-based systems where they share valuable content to make their customers' lives easier. Does your provider of choice have one? The fourth tier covers the features. Great providers usually have a robust infrastructure with a range of services. Some of them may be focused and fully specialised to delivering a specific service, like shared hosting, domain names, dedicated servers or others. Some other things to consider are: do they have different types of services? Do they have their offers available in different locations, or at least in the location of your choice? Do they have a range of choices and specifications that fit your current and future needs? Do they have any integration tools to help you to integrate with your own or third-party platforms? Do they offer any freebies like a free domain, DDoS protection, SSL certificate, or free migration? The last tier covers pricing. Getting excellent services with affordable pricing is the ideal scenario for customers, but for some people and businesses this is not very critical compared to previously listed needs. These are the elements to be considered: monthly fees, initial setup fees, money-back guarantee, and free trials if available. This ends the list of criteria to consider when choosing the right web hosting provider. Bear in mind that WebHostingSaver.com compares web hosting services worldwide. It's an easy-to-use impartial comparison engine which helps you to save time and money. In the next episode, we will cover other questions and web hosting related basics. Thanks for listening.